It's worth giving an honourable mention to a number of other galliform species I kept on the floor in the aviary. The first is snowflake bobwhite quail. I picked a pair of them up from Stafford Spring Bird Show in 2019, and they were lovely little birds. However, much larger than the Chinese painted quail and the Japanese quail I also had at a similar time. Their only problem was they were quite timid birds. Whenever I'd approach the aviary to come and enjoy them or sort their feed out or enjoy the rest of the birds in general, they always used to retreat into the building and into their own little house, which was quite unfortunate considering just how beautiful they are. Still did manage to breed off them, but their egg laying was rather infrequent and they never laid their eggs within the boundary of a nest. So I'd go into the aviary and find an egg here, an egg there, and it was really quite difficult to get something out of them. Another species was Californian quail. Once again, a gorgeous species from North America, where the males are particularly well known for having a teardrop crest extending from their head. They were by far the most flighty of all the quail species I have kept, regularly trying to fly up into the canopy amongst the finches and parakeets in the aviary. Because it used to unsettle them, I decided to move on the pair of Californian quail in the best interest of all of the other birds in the aviary after only a couple of weeks of having them. Quail Partridge. This is a species found throughout Central Asia. I had a pair of them on the floor of the aviary for approximately 12 months, and they're extremely similar to a cousin of theirs, which is the red-legged partridge we have here wild in the UK. In that time, the pair did breed, but they made no real effort to incubate their own eggs within the boundary of a nest. So once again, the story was taking their eggs away from them and popping them in the incubator. To my surprise on hatch day, it turned out the pair of partridge were split for albino. They carried the albino mutation. So on hatch day, 25% of the young that hatched were albinos. They were bright white with these really red eyes. Now sadly, these chicks did have a number of health issues and rarely survived past the 1 week age, but all the normal chicks produced were absolutely fine and were reared to adulthood no problem. As a result of the adult pair being split for albino, however, I did stop breeding them in the best interest of the welfare of the chicks that produced, and soon after they moved on to another aviary. Now there is one species of quail I haven't yet had, but it's on my bucket list. They're known as Mearns quail. They're becoming increasingly rare in UK aviculture, however, because the gene pool is becoming narrower and narrower as the birds become more and more inbred. So I probably need to get hold of some soon if I am going to have them, but they'd be a lovely challenge for me to have and see if we can breed them. And just look how cool the males look with this black and white striped face and all the speckles across the body. They are just gorgeous. Oh, and yes, I would love to have some rural or crested wood partridge in the future, so maybe that's something we'll see on here soon.